Welcome to NFL Nexus. You know, in the world of pro sports, some wins just feel inevitable, right? They're the logical end to a dominant season. Well, this was not one of those. Today, we're digging into one of the most improbable, fascinating, and, let's be honest, shocking championship runs in recent memory. The Seattle Seahawks' unbelievable victory in Super Bowl LX. This was a win that just blew up all the preseason predictions. A victory that pretty much no expert saw coming. But here's the thing we're going to explore. It wasn't a fluke, not at all. It was the result of a masterfully executed plan, put together by a brilliant young coach and carried out by a veteran quarterback on a mission for redemption. And trust me, the story of how they did it is even more compelling than the win itself.
Okay, let's start right here with this image. This is the moment that sent tremors through the entire league. Coach Mike Macdonald holding up the Vince Lombardi trophy. This is a team that, just a season or two ago, felt like it was totally stuck in transition, kind of mediocre with a super uncertain future. And now, they're on top of the football world. But the real story isn't just this one amazing moment. The story of how Coach Macdonald got his hands on that trophy is even more incredible than the picture. It's a story that was built over a decade of quiet preparation, a crystal clear vision for how to build a team, and one of the most amazing comeback stories the NFL has ever seen, from the guy who led the charge on the field.
To really get just how huge this Super Bowl win was, we got to hit the rewind button. Just 2 short seasons before this championship moment, the Seahawks were basically the definition of okay. A 9-8 record is fine, but in the super competitive NFL, that record lands you in what a lot of people call football purgatory or no man's land. You're not bad enough to get a top draft pick that can change your whole franchise overnight, but you're definitely not good enough to be a real threat in the playoffs. You're just kind of there. They had some talent, sure, but no real identity, and their future was a big question mark. Let me just say, nobody, and I mean nobody, had them on their list of legitimate Super Bowl contenders.
And that brings us to the big question we're tackling today. How on earth does a team go from being just a middle-of-the-road squad to a world champion in what felt like the blink of an eye? This wasn't just a lucky break. It wasn't some series of fortunate bounces. This was the direct result of a carefully crafted plan, a total culture change, and a deeply personal story of redemption. It's really a tale of 2 guys who are the perfect fit at the perfect time, the architect who drew up the plans and the leader who built the masterpiece on the field.
Every championship building starts with a blueprint, and the architect of this one was head coach Mike Macdonald. His story is just this rapid, almost meteoric rise through the coaching world. But it's his clear, unshakable vision for what a championship team should look like, act like, and feel like that really created the foundation for this whole victory. He didn't just show up in Seattle to install a new playbook. He came to build a whole new identity from the ground up, a philosophy that would seep into every part of the organization.
To really get Mike Macdonald, you have to understand that his entire coaching DNA goes back to one family, the Harbaughs. His professional journey kicked off way back in 2014 as a young intern under John Harbaugh with the Ravens. He spent years there just soaking up a culture built on toughness and complex, aggressive defense. Then, he did this crucial 1-year stint as the defensive coordinator for Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, where he took a talented group and made them one of the best defenses in the whole country. He was so good, in fact, that John Harbaugh brought him back to Baltimore as their DC, which was a huge deal. This decade-long apprenticeship under 2 of the toughest minds in football got him ready for the Seahawks job in 2024. He wasn't just some new coach, he was the product of a proven championship system.
And that long relationship, a decade in the making, got him the ultimate seal of approval from his main mentor. After the Super Bowl win, John Harbaugh wasn't just being nice, he was genuinely proud. He joked that he saw Macdonald on TV all smiles, and that he totally deserved it. Now think about that. The NFL is a cutthroat business. When a future Hall of Fame coach like John Harbaugh, who's now coaching the rival Giants, talks about you not just as a former assistant but as one of my favorite people, that tells you everything you need to know about your character and your work ethic.
But Harbaugh's praise was way deeper than just personal affection. He was impressed with the process. He pointed out Macdonald's intense focus on building a specific type of team. This wasn't just about grabbing the most talented guys. It was about finding players and coaches who fit a specific culture: smart, tough, disciplined. Macdonald pulled this off by partnering with the highly respected veteran coach Leslie Frazier, and he also brought in another Harbaugh guy, Jay Harbaugh, to run special teams. And here's the ultimate proof that their plan worked. John Harbaugh straight up said that the team they built in Seattle is the kind of team he now wants to build with the Giants. When your own mentor starts studying your playbook, you know you've created something special.
And here it is, the number that puts all of this into historical context: 38. At just 38 years old, Mike Macdonald won a Super Bowl in only his second season as a head coach. This makes him the third youngest head coach in NFL history to ever win the Lombardi Trophy, putting him in a tiny club with names like Mike Tomlin and John Gruden. This isn't just a great start to a career. It's a historically huge one. It signals that this might not just be a one-time thing, but maybe the start of a long, dominant run.
But of course, a brilliant architect can draw up the perfect blueprint, but they can't build the house themselves. They need a master craftsman out there, a leader on the field to make that vision a reality when the pressure is on. A championship needs more than a great coach. It needs a quarterback who can embody that philosophy of toughness and discipline. And the Seahawks found their guy in the most unlikely of places, setting the stage for one of the greatest comeback stories the league has ever seen.
All right, let's talk about the man under center for this championship team, Sam Darnold. His journey to holding that Lombardi Trophy was anything but a straight line. Coming out of college, he was a top 3 draft pick, carrying these huge expectations of saving a franchise. But his career turned into this winding road of coaching changes, unstable teams, and just crushing disappointments. He was traded, he struggled, and he got labeled a bust by a lot of people. But it all led to this spectacular redemption that nobody, maybe not even Darnold himself, could have seen coming.
I mean, this is a fact that is still just so hard to wrap your head around. The guy who just delivered a poised, perfect, turnover-free performance through the entire playoffs, the man who is now a Super Bowl champion, was basically told he wasn't good enough by his last team just 1 year ago. After the 2024 season, the Minnesota Vikings released Sam Darnold. They decided he was expendable. For a former top 3 pick, getting cut like that after leading a team to a great record, it had to be the lowest point of his career.
And what makes that whole decision so wild in hindsight are the details. It's not like he was bad in Minnesota. He led the team to an incredible 14-3 regular season record. But the NFL is a brutal what-have-you-done-for-me-lately business. It all came crashing down in one playoff game. His performance in that wild-card loss to the Rams, where he threw 3 costly picks, was called abysmal. And based on that one bad game and the fact that they just drafted rookie J.J. McCarthy in the first round, the Vikings made their choice. They cut the vet who won them 14 games to give the keys to a young, unproven kid.
So how did Darnold react to getting publicly dumped like that? With unbelievable maturity. He admitted it was a tough pill to swallow, I mean, how could it not be? But instead of lashing out or blaming people, he took a step back. He told reporters he actually understood the team's logic from a business point of view, to go with the younger kid they'd invested so much in. That mindset, the ability to see the big picture and not let bitterness take over, was probably the key that unlocked his full potential in Seattle. It showed a level of maturity that maybe wasn't there before. This slide right here really tells the whole story, doesn't it? It's a tale of 2 completely different fates separated by just 1 year. On one side, you've got the painful exit from Minnesota, a fantastic 14-3 season completely erased by one bad playoff game, which gets him shown the door for a rookie. On the other side, you have the total triumph in Seattle. He finds the perfect spot, leads a masterful turnover-free run through the entire playoffs, and caps it all off by winning Super Bowl LX. It's hands down one of the most dramatic and just satisfying comeback stories the NFL has seen in a long, long time.
And this simple quote just sums up his whole journey perfectly. In a time where a lot of athletes might hop on social media with a big "I told you so," and honestly, who could blame him, Darnold chose a different path. There were no sour grapes. No bitterness, just gratitude. Gratitude for the new opportunity in Seattle and for the chance to rewrite his own story. He understood that Minnesota's decision, as tough as it was, led him straight to his greatest moment. And for that, he was truly thankful.
Now, to his credit, Darnold has been quick to share the spotlight. He knows he didn't do it by himself. He constantly points to the incredible talent around him, especially his number 1 receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who was named the 2025 Offensive Player of the Year. Darnold said he knew JSN was special from their very first practices together. He even told this story about a friend who came to a casual throwing session and was just blown away, telling him, "Dude, this guy is different." That connection between a veteran quarterback and a young star receiver is priceless in today's NFL. It was the engine that powered this championship offense all season long.
So when you put all these pieces together, the brilliant young coach in Mike Macdonald, who built the system, and the redeemed veteran QB in Sam Darnold, who executed it perfectly, you have to ask a much bigger question. What does this all mean for the future? Was this just a one-time miracle, a perfect storm where everything went right for one season? Or are we seeing something more permanent being built up there in the Pacific Northwest?
When you really look at it, it's hard not to get excited if you're a Seahawks fan. All the ingredients are there.
You have the visionary leadership of a young coach with a championship system. Check. You have a confident veteran quarterback who proved he can win it all by playing smart football. Check. You have a young core of elite talent led by guys like Jackson Smith-Njigba. Check. And for the ultimate stamp of approval, you've got a future Hall of Fame coach studying your model. It really looks like the perfect formula for long-term success.
And let's not forget this number. It is so important, it's worth saying again. 38. A 38-year-old head coach who already has a Lombardi trophy. Most coaches work their entire lives and never get one. Mike Macdonald got it done in his second season. This isn't the end of a long career, it's the very beginning. That fact alone suggests this isn't a fluke, but the foundation of something that could last for a very, very long time.
And so, that leaves us with the big question that's going to dominate NFL talk for years. Was this Seahawks championship a perfect storm, a magical, one-time run where all the stars aligned? Or are we watching the dawn of the NFL's next great dynasty rising up in Seattle? Only time's going to tell, but all the pieces certainly seem to be in place.
And that's our detailed breakdown of the Seahawks' incredible and unexpected Super Bowl LX championship. Here at NFL Nexus, this is what we love doing, digging deep into the stories and the strategies that make this league so great. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you want to see more stuff just like it, please take a second to support the channel. It really genuinely helps us keep making these deep dives. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give this explainer a like, and most importantly, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think a dynasty is brewing in Seattle? We really want to hear what you think.
And hey, one more quick thing before you go. People are always asking for ways to directly support what we do here, so we're super excited to show you our brand new NFL-themed coloring books. They are perfect for fans of all ages, for your kids, your grandkids, or honestly, even for you. They make a fantastic gift for any football fan in your life.
You can find the link to the coloring books right there in the description below this video. Or to make it even easier, you can just pull out your phone and scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now. It'll take you right to the store. Thanks again for watching and for all your support. We'll see you in the next one.